Hello, good evening, and happy homecoming, Rattler Nation. It's the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, Marcus Green. Good to be on with you for another live episode. Kelvin, Marcus, happy homecoming to you, brothers. How you guys doing tonight?
Happy homecoming, everybody. Doing wonderful, buddy. Take this hat off, though. It's hot.
How you doing, Marcus? What's good, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Yeah. Weather turning. It's actually fall. So, yeah, doing pretty good. And hoping for something else to change. Some temperatures to change. Hopefully getting a little warmer. And I'm not talking about seats either.
I'm going to say, it's definitely getting warmer.
Yeah, it's a lot.
In Tallahassee, especially. On both sides of the track.
Hot town and hot in the in T-Town. Hot town in T-Town, boy.
That's right.
It is hot.
Hey, did you watch the 220 After Dark?
You know what? I just saw that's happening.
Yeah.
What
They didn't have their normal. Yeah, they didn't have their normal 220 during the day. They had it at a local soul food restaurant downtown. Called Joe Ellen's, and they had it. It started at 6 because not everybody can make it during the day, so they decided to do one later on and try out that way. But interim AD Mike Smith was there.
Okay.
The head ball coach.
He's a loyal supporter of the 220 club.
Yeah, the head ball coach was with the team.
Of course.
So he didn't make it.
Of course. Well, hey, let me see. All right. Well, there was some connection issues, apparently. I only peeped it for a hot second and saw that there were maybe a little bit of connectivity issues, I guess. I'm not really sure. But, it is homecoming week. Homecoming 2025. Woo-hoo! Rattler Nation. The Eternal World Tour, as it's called,
World Tour with him,
Yeah. So, some eventful happenings already in the first 2 days. We'll see what the rest of the week unfolds. Those of you who are in the chats, wherever you're watching, if you're in a chat room on YouTube or Facebook via the JBN, My JBN Online, Jericho Broadcast Networks, Black College Sports Network YouTube page, or our O&G Strike Zone page, Black College Sports Network Facebook and O&G Strike Zone Facebook. Hello to you. You can also leave a comment if you're watching on Twitter via the Black College Sports Network Twitter page. Instagram Live is working and running, so I'll every now and then take a peek over there. Unfortunately, no opportunities to pull in those comments, but you can let us know in the chats. Are you coming to homecoming? When are you leaving? Maybe you were coming and decided not to come. We'd love to hear your thoughts and know why or why not. This will actually be one of the few homecomings, guys, that I'm actually trying to get up there on a Friday. Normally, I kind of just come up because I'm working the game. I work the game and then I get out. So yeah, I'm not gonna try to do too much because I got to work. I got an early Saturday morning and a Saturday afternoon. So sure. I need my sleep. I don't know about y'all. I need at least 4 to 5. I can survive off 4 to 5, but I ain't gonna be out running them streets like I was 30.
All I'm saying,
or 35.
Just let me know if I'm the wingman.
I will. I have to be responsible. Now after the game, I can cut loose a little bit. But I gotta be sharp. I got two appearances. So Yeah, little baby. Exactly. Not 30. Exactly. Like I'm 30. I'm not even going to front like I remember what the 20s were like. As I said, I'm not going to try to remember. Foggy. Exactly. Foggy at best. So I just know I'm tired early. So yeah, looking forward to a good weekend. If you guys are in town, if you're traveling to Tallahassee, however you're traveling to Tallahassee, take care of yourselves, take care of your bodies. And most importantly, yes, as Kylan said, hydrate. Coconut water. I'm a big fan of coconut water, so I will advise you to keep some good coconut water in your backpack, and that'll do a little more than just than the old Gatorade and the electrolyte mix. It'll do a little more for you, right? So good stuff. Well, coming up on the show tonight, we always got some guests. At the bottom, let me see, bottom of the hour. Is that first guest time, Kelvin?
Yes.
All right. Bottom of the hour, we've got some guests coming in from the Rattlers in Arms, Maurice Pickett and Keith Stubbs joining us, along with Coach G, Coach Garfield Ellenwood II, the director and head coach of the track and field and cross country program. Coach G all three will be joining us as we kind of talk about the new track fundraiser and, what we're doing to support the Rattlers in Arms. We saw the kind of success they had helping the golf program. And so a new venture has begun. Some of you have probably already seen it on the Facebook groups. Or maybe even Instagram, but yeah. So we'll talk to them about that. And then at the top of hour 2, none other than GeeAyeee, GeeEspn, aka as he's known, SWAC'n a Fool podcast is the name. Of course, he's Mr. Big Bad Brave himself. G will be making his Tallahassee appearance, I believe. I was talking to Charles Edmond earlier today, the host or the voice of Alcorn State Sports Radio. And he said that the last time Alcorn State came to Tallahassee, 1982, that's how long it's been since Alcorn State has come to Tallahassee. If you guys heard something similar, and I believe it was a homecoming game. I believe he mentioned that it was a homecoming game in 1982.
Yeah, Alcorn is one of the few teams in the SWAC that we really don't have much of a history with. We haven't played that much.
Yeah, so we'll get a chance to talk to him, and of course we got plenty to catch up on. Obviously we did the Monday night review, so we got football talk. Moving forward, volleyball in action, kind of take a look. I'm not sure, Kelvin, if any other sports are popping off just yet. I feel like cross country's
championship
is coming up. Yeah, that's coming up. Is it next week?
21st, I think. Yeah,
so that's right around the corner. Marcus, I want to give you a second to get in anything off your chest that you want to put on wax regarding Saturday's game, or maybe anything that you heard or saw from our Monday night review show that you want to jump in on or talk about.
I did not get a chance to review Monday's show.
Okay.
I can imagine what the conversations were, but yeah, I watched it.
You sound like you had a loss for words. Marcus is not a man who is few of words, ladies and gentlemen. But boy, you feel you have a.
Well, I had hope in I can't remember because I didn't go back and watch the replay. But I thought we were, in contention early. It's like if I remember, well, we did get the interception at the goal line, and if I recall, and you guys want to refresh my memory, I don't know if that's the drive we went on and then we stalled out, but there was a a questionable or a non-call on Ace Cobb, where he basically had to try to catch the ball one-handed. And it was basically at the goal line. It was in the 5-yard line. So it would have put us in good position to at least have an early lead, and probably, and depending on scheme and talent and everything else, I don't know if it would have changed the result, but it would have given some positive early returns to have a lead. And there was a no call. Then they scored. And then we got a pick six. Well, they got a pick six. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And I only saw, for some reason, I don't know how I met. Well, I do know. We had company over. So I was trying to watch it on my phone and be attentive. But I missed the other 2 interceptions. But I did not realize that Jet had 3 interceptions on Saturday. I saw the one pick six, but I didn't see the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was hoping, when it was 28-7, I was like, okay, well, we could mount a comeback, maybe some second half changes or something. And then I can't remember what happened on that second drive where I was hoping we would score a touchdown. I don't remember what transpired there, but I know the drive kind of fluttered. And then after that, it just kind of snowballed. And then we got worn down.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask you the question that I asked to Kelvin and Keith, and it was one of them in the segment. It had to do with, as you look at the 3 or 4 things surrounding the offense, and you see the problems that the quarterback position has had, and I'm, talking both QBs. The thing that is enabling or hurting us the most from the offensive side, I put these 4 things out there. I said, is it the wide receiver play? Is it the offensive line? Is it the quarterback himself? Or is it the play calling? And then, of course, if you choose to say all of the above, I would ask that you kind of rank them. Because all of the above was a very popular choice. But I said, if you're going to go with all of the above, then you need to be able to rank them.
Yeah, I would say all of the above, and my ranking would probably be number 1, QB play, and I guess more or less the inexperience, because the 2, well, we've gone up against Andrew Body and Walker. I can't remember Walker's last name.
Walker Harris.
Walker Harris, and the experience that they had with their teams really kind of showed, just have a juxtaposition between how we looked and they looked for those 2 games. So that experience, we may have been spoiled from the last few years from having Musa and then having a very experienced Daniel Richardson. So we haven't had something like this since 2001 and maybe 2002, but we had a stellar defense that was top 10 FCS when Musa was in his first year. But we haven't had something like this since Rashawn McKay was quarterback, in terms of someone coming in with little to no FCS Division I experience. So that'll be my number 1. Number 2, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up between wide receiver play and offensive line. We've been giving up a lot of sacks, and we haven't really punished the running game like I would have expected coming in. But also, there's been some key drops and pop-ups in the air and things like that. Because I saw a couple plays, I think, where Speedy dropped one. He was on a wheel route, and it was like in his hands, and it would have been a first down. He could have, based on just from the angle of the screen, it looked like he had nobody close to him. So that, and there are a couple of drops, and that's accepting the pass interference or holding that Ace Cobb had on that play, where he was basically one arm. But other than that, it seems like the wide receiver play has been inconsistent. And then I guess 4th would be play calling, and I don't know if it should be 2A, 2B, and 2C. And I can't claim to be an offensive coordinator, but it seems like, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if we're tricking anybody. We're not tricking anybody, and apparently we're not out talenting them either. It just seems like we're stuck in quicksand from an offensive standpoint. So I'd rank them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, and 4 are very, very close.
Gotcha. All right. Well, again, I want to remind everybody, every Monday night, or at least during the football season, after a FAMU game, we have the Monday night review. Monday nights at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, a little bit different than the times that we start on Wednesday night. So make sure you're looking out for that. Make sure you're following us on social media. We try to send out the little graphic alert. But if you just know on Monday nights that we do the show 7 Eastern, 6 Central, myself, Kelvin, and Keith Hadley, Things Up podcast. And every now and then we'll have a few special guests. We try to get Gerald Thomas every now and then. But he's a busy guy these days. He's off winning awards and doing all these other great things. So he's a hard guy.
Hey, if you want Gerald, though, all you got to do is have food. The 220 Club, they don't have to worry about him showing up.
They always get Gerald. Well, we're a little virtual. We're a little virtual. So I mean, unless I'm paying for his Uber Eats or something like that, I mean, it might be hard to get Gerald virtually. But yeah, no, exactly. Okay. Well, just want to give everybody that heads up. Before we get into the first commercial break and then go to our guests, got to talk about one of the top stories to come out over the last couple of days. It surrounds, and I think this will finally put an end to the whole Joe Bullard halftime comments during the Honeybees, Alabama State Hornets, Marching Hornets performance, which the SWAC had dropped a fine of $10,000 on FAMU and a 2-game suspension. Then last week, Florida A&M appealed, saying that Joe would definitely get the 1-game suspension according to FAMU's policies, which was the North Carolina Central game, and they were hoping to appeal the 2-game suspension. Now, again, the 2-game suspension was if the Valley game had happened in Atlanta last Saturday or this past Saturday, would have been game number 2. But unfortunately, because the game against Valley in Atlanta never happened, it makes this homecoming game number 2. Well, the report came out yesterday via the Tallahassee Democrat, Tara Jean, said the SWAC denies FAMU appeal for Joe Bullard's suspension to be lifted before homecoming game. The Southwestern Athletic Conference denied Florida A&M University's appeal that would take longtime band announcer Joe Bullard off suspension in time to get behind the mic at the FAMU homecoming football game. Of course, we all recall the incident and the words that were said. The inappropriate comment, drew international attention and led the conference to suspend an unprecedented suspension. That part should have been said. A Bullard for 2 football.
Fine.
And fine. Yes, exactly. Unprecedented. So FAMU had appealed, but the conference's decision to deny the appeal means Bullard will be on the sidelines for what would have been a 50th anniversary milestone year homecoming show. Joe has been the halftime announcer for the 100 since 1975. Yes. Wow. So the only comment that the Democrat was able to get was from a FAMU spokesperson that said that the appeal was denied. Mr. Bullard will not be announcing the halftime show this weekend. So Bullard's role of being the voice dates back to 1975. And so, this would have been his 50th. Slater Thorpe was the voice that you heard if you were in Bragg on Saturday. Slater is a FAMU alumnus, a 2002 alum, and former Marching 100 drum major. Thorpe is an MC and announcer who works in live event marketing. Over the years, his role has included being the announcer on the iconic singer-songwriter Beyonce's 2019 Homecoming, the live album, which was recorded live during her headlining performances at the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival in Indio, California back in 2018. So that's why some of you may have heard the voice and it sounded familiar. I have not seen any reports that Slater is scheduled to be the voice this Saturday. So
I think it is the case though.
Okay.
And
good.
Some folks might know Slater also from the Fat Cats, local band here, who used to do a lot of gigs and actually had a few releases. So he's well known in the entertainment industry, and you know he's done these kind of things before. So you know he'll do fine. But I have to say, for me, a decision that has no precedence and is not consistent doesn't sit well with me. And I have a little defiance in me, if you don't know, Bryan.
No, really?
So I really, really would love to give the SWAC the middle finger on this. I have no problem because the university agreed with the one game. I've never seen them suspend bands and teams for fighting 2 games. And you're going to tell me you're going to suspend a band announcer for 2 games? And we know what homecoming means. And it means to the fans is what an atmosphere and to Joe. This is too much. It's going too far. There's no precedence. It's overkill on it's like an Ozempic overkill. So
I see what you did there.
So it wouldn't bother me one bit if they incorporate something to that show. The pet in me is just itching for a fight. So, but that's my opinion.
Now, the other thing, and I thought I saw an article or something, I believe when last week when the report first came out that there was going to be an appeal, was that the SWAC decision came down before FAMU had a chance to actually respond to the SWAC for its corrective actions. So the decision was made before FAMU could even say, hey, this is what we're going to do. In addition to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, is that overreach in terms of suspending the announcer. But it doesn't seem as though, at least from that report, if I read it correctly, I think last week when the Democrat mentioned that President Johnson was going to submit an appeal, that things came downhill before they even got a chance to respond and say, well, he's going to do this training, that training. We want to do one game. So there was it seemed like it was my way or the highway versus any kind of collaborative or discussion.
You're probably right. Excuse me. You're probably right. It was a quick trigger and reaction. I don't know what date. I don't recall the whole timeline exactly when the SWAC came down. Like, did the SWAC release there on a Tuesday or a Wednesday? Because I feel like it happened on Wednesday because we were doing the show and all this stuff was coming down on Wednesday. So I feel like that announcement came down Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe they expected. I don't know. I never did get an actual follow-up conversation with my sources over at the SWAC. And I mean, at this point, what's done is done. So, I mean, all we can do is kind of express our thoughts. But yeah, sadly, no Joe Bullard this weekend, at least for the halftime show. Now,
question.
I wonder,
how specific does the suspension get?
What are you thinking? You're thinking, what are you thinking, Marcus? Like, can he do pregame? Can he do pregame? Is that what you're wondering?
Well, no. Can it either be taped or can he do it remotely like we did during COVID? You know, when somebody was calling a game remotely.
Oh, well.
So does it specifically say he cannot do it for the game, or he cannot?
Of course not. Of course they don't go into that kind of detail. It's unprecedented. They made it up as they go, and really, the only reason I think they reacted the way they did in Overkill was because of the attention that it got. And what they would probably tell you is, well, sponsors want to make sure, they're associated with us and our brand, and we want to make sure that we show that we're responsive and sportsmanlike and blah, 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 blah. The reality is, like so many other decisions that our leadership makes, is not well thought out and is not consistent. And so therefore it makes it a bad decision.
Yeah,
they should have just left it up to the university and said, hey, give me your recommendation. As you mentioned
before, there's no precedent for it. So it's like, okay, so now going forward, and I wanted to ask Bryan if you had any additional follow-up, but it kind of ties in what I'm about to say. Going forward, does that put other bands walking on eggshells, or is it just like, all right, well, FAMU got whacked and we're not worried about it? But other thing is, in terms of other like the band community as a whole, and I think you even mentioned this last week, what's been the reaction or what's been the feeling? In the past last week, has there been any more fallout, any more commentary to say, hey, that's what was deserved, that's overkill, just in general from an objective point of view, because we're not objective, but from an objective point of view, from someone else who's in the band circles, what's been the thought process?
I'm objective. I'm objective and subjective.
Yeah. I'll say this. I do think there's a lot of stuff happening in the band culture right now, in the band news. I mean, you got the boycotts of the ESPN Band of the Year. They just dropped the new rankings and everything. They got people with asterisks on the rankings. So you got stuff happening on two different fronts in that community. And so I mean, it's a great question. It's a great discussion. I don't know who's having it, but it is definitely an interesting conversation.
Mike, Road Dog Reed, this is our show. We ain't gonna stop it. We talk about what we feel passionate about, and it's something that I feel passionate about. Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and take that break and come back. We got a full lineup as I'm looking in the back room. Let me see. I may have enough to go a full 9 box. We haven't done a 9 box in a minute. I think I might have enough. I see Maurice Pickett. I see Keith Stubbs, Coach G, and then I see some of the baddest track and field athletes in the SWAC and at FAMU, friends of the program, we like to call them. Nia Blocker, Kirk Dawkins, and Ariana Ladson. They all seem to be in the waiting room. So I think I'll go 9 box, the 9 box setup. We haven't done that in a minute. So this will only be the second time ever on the ONG we go to the 9 box setup. So all of those people coming up on the other side, hang tight with us as we go to our first break. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone, and we got a loaded guest group here. So joining us on the show right now, Dr. Maurice Pickett, Keith Stubbs of Rattlers in Arms, Coach G, Coach Garfield Ellenwood, the champ of our championship-winning track and cross-country programs. And then we got the fastest woman in the SWAC, Nia Blocker. We did have Ariana Ladson, probably one of the most all-around decorated athletes in the SWAC. And then one of the baddest men in track and field, Kirk Dawkins. So we say hello to everybody. How's everybody doing this evening?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Great. And here we are. I think we got Ariana in there as well. Ariana, I know she'll jump in there in a second. So let's start with Dr. Pickett, Maurice, and Keith. Rattlers in Arms. Why? We've heard the name. We're familiar a little bit with the great things that the Rattlers in Arms have been doing, but we're taking on a new venture, gentlemen. So why don't you tell us a little bit, for those who aren't familiar with the Rattlers in Arms, and then tell us a little bit about the new venture that we are getting behind and supporting.
Go ahead, Keith. Keith, you hear me?
Speaking on me, okay. Hi, my name is Keith Stubbs, and I'm actually one of the members of the Rattler in Arms. We basically got started maybe about 3-4 years ago in trying to set up a fund to try to help kids get some of the things that haven't been able to get, and a lot of it was mainstreaming some of the education process. But we start to see that the smaller entities, as far as the sports is concerned in the athletic division, were not getting some of the things that they needed. And so we wanted to kind of like reach out and help those guys. So with Dr. Pickett and Rick Kinsey and myself, we decided that, hey, we would extend ourselves to help support those smaller entities to get some of the necessary things that they need in effort for them to excel in whatever sport that they're excelling in. Some of the things we've already done, we've helped out the golf team where we actually bought them a indoor putting green. We were able to get them their championship rings for what they won for the last 2 years. We also helped the softball team here recently raise some money to get a shed. And we call ourselves Rattler in Arms because we are all retired military guys. And so, of course, we saw the Rattler program battalion starting to fade away. So we knew we had to step up and try to help support that. And so what we did is we called on all alumni. The biggest thing that we finally realized is that there are a lot of successful people that have found themselves in prominent positions, but somehow they're not finding their way back to give to something that made them great. We're trying to give them that opportunity, because a lot of times you'll hear people say, well, hey, nobody asked. Well, we don't have any pride in doing that. We will ask you. Matter of fact, we will beg you. So in that instance, what we try to make people see is that, hey, we're here to do the same things that you see other major universities do by supporting their alma mater and the thing that they love most. And right now we're finding ourselves trying to help the smaller entities or the smaller sports entities that, because of the university's budget, is not getting those things that they need necessary in order to excel in their program. And as you can tell, when you do see smart glimpse that there are some successful things that are happening in these small entities, just as you said with the young lady, Mrs. Blocker right now, one of the fastest things moving. I can tell you right now, I just put a rope on her and just try to hold on. That's how fast she's moving, but other people don't see that. And so what we're trying to do is expand her. And right now, as I talked to Coach last night, he said he don't want to see it until a little later on. Isn't that right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
But what we're looking at is actually trying to make sure that the world knows where FAMU is at, and the world knows that FAMU alumni stand behind them to the fullest. And what we're going to do, we're going to ask, even if we have to beg, but we're going to make sure that our students are getting the things necessary to put them in a position to be as great as they are, and then also just keep publicizing that. Mo, if there's anything you want to add?
If I may add, everyone, Maurice Pickett. I started my giving to FAMU golf many years ago. For 7 years, I bought the team's golf bags out of pocket, and I did that along with serving as the chapter president for the Plant City chapter down here in Central Florida, and also serving as the Florida Region Vice President for the National Alumni Association. So I kind of took it personal because I do like the golf. And Keith said beg, but my way of attacking my friends for money is I know how much money they make. I tell them how much they're going to give us. So that's my way of fundraising. So, I have a certain set of friends that I can call on and say, give me $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, up to $5,000. In some cases, in our endowment, Keith was on the receiving of this. I need $25,000 from it. We need it in 2 years, and we accomplished that $100,000 contribution in that permanent place around the Eternal Flame in 2 years. So, but we try to help the Olympic sports because we know they're income generating sports, and we've done things for all of the teams. And now, we've taken some interest from Coach G, and we received his 5, 6, 7, 8 top 10 list, and we took on the challenge of trying to help him, to achieve some of these items. Hopefully will help our athletes perform a lot better on the track and field.
Nice. Good stuff. Well, Coach G, always good to talk to you. Always good to have you back on the show. Why don't we start, before you kind of give us an update on how things are going, with the fall season and the training and everything. What is the list? Dr. Pickett said there was a list. Let us know what the list is. So I'm about to put the link on how folks can support. I'm going to put that in the chat. But so, Coach, I'll let you tell us about the list.
Yeah, well, our biggest need up front is the canopies. It's the same canopies actually that Mr. Pickett and Mr. Stubb were able to get for the golf team. When I saw him, I immediately called Coach Rice, like, when did you get that? How did you get it? And then, the first thing he says is the Rattlers in Arm, they took up the donations. And it's a much needed piece of equipment. And you say, what the canopies keep the sun off these athletes. and they are baking out on the track. We've had fights because I can't get in the shed to do what I need to do because they all piled up in the shed trying to fight the heat. And I can't blame them, but it's something that is very needed just so that they can stretch, drill, do different things, and don't have to have that sun baking down on them, because at the end of the day, if it's 90 degrees outside, that means that track is about 110 to 120 degrees.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
That's what we're looking for. I tell everyone, we don't ask for wants, it's what we need. We'll never ask for more than what we need, and it's a real need.
Gotcha. Kelvin or Marcus? Oh, yeah, please. Go ahead. Okay,
what Coach and I was discussing yesterday, we had a pretty good lengthy talk. And I would tell you, one of the things we have to make sure that we understand is that we let people see where their dollars are going. One of the biggest thing is when you ask someone, or as I would say, quote unquote, beg, people want to see exactly where their money is going. Therefore, you're not going to get those return personnel that are going to say, well, hey, they did good with this. Let's keep them moving. And that's one of the things that the Rattler Arms has stood out, because just like Coach said, he rode by and he saw those canopies. We were able to help them raise $96,000 in 9 weeks. So what's happening is when you turn around and you ride down One Way, you actually see those canopies, that's where their money went. And people are seeing that. So those are the things that we're letting our money talk and walk all at the same time, because what we ask you for, that's exactly what your money paid for. And now you can see it. And I think when we are more upfront with folk and letting them know, here's what's going on and here's where we're at, we're not begging for millions and millions of dollars to throw away, but here's a necessity. And if you can help us get it, we would greatly appreciate it. And we always, always acknowledge our donors. That is one of the biggest things, is making sure people know that they are appreciated. And that has been one of our main goals, is ensuring that when you give, we definitely acknowledge you and show our appreciation.
And those canopies will allow an opportunity for naming rights on those canopies. So the people that give a certain amount will have an opportunity to have their names placed on those canopies.
Nice. Kelvin, Marcus, you guys want to get any questions in there for Dr. Pickett or Mr. Stubbs or Coach G in there before we go to our championship winning student athletes down there? You're on mute, Kelvin.
Yeah, I just have a comment, really. I want to say I'm thankful for Dr. Pickett, Rick, Mr. Stubbs, because as they have indicated, they've been fundraising and doing things for the university over a prolonged period of time. And what they've been doing and what we've been doing over the past year is so critical because we have some transition within the department, and without filling those voids and Rattlers stepping up, alumni, then it would be much more difficult for Coach to have the champions he has both on his staff as well as indicative of the 3 young people that we're getting ready to talk to now. So I'm thankful for them stepping up, and we're glad to provide a platform. And the link is up there. We got the video. We're going to play that too. But Rattler Nation, you've done marvelous. You've done wonderful. You've done right by our teams and athletes. And with all of these fundraisers, and we're asking you to continue to do so and support this initiative in spades.
And Kelvin, if I may make one more comment before you move to our student athletes. Thank you, Kelvin, for the acknowledgement. For a long time, when the Al Lawson Center was open, but there was one chapter sign up on the scoreboard in the Lawson Center, and it was the Plant City chapter. And as I moved across the National Alumni Association to the various meetings and so forth and so on, everybody was asking, how did the Plant City chapter get its name as the only National Alumni Association chapter in the Al Lawson Center? And it was simple. We met with, at least I met with the coach I don't remember the basketball coach. It was several coaches ago. And the men's and women coach said, we do not have a shooting machine. And I was like, a shooting machine? You're a Division I program. We don't have a shooting machine, a ball return machine. Said, no. I said, well, coach, have your assistant coach contact me. Have him go to the catalog, identify the machine or machines that your teams need. Give me the cost and give me 30 days, and we'll have the machine inside the Al Lawson Center. And that's precisely what we did. But in order to fulfill that effort, that was not money just out of my chapter and out of our pockets, but we also asked our student athletes who have ties back to their families, their high school coaches, and so forth and so on. We're advocating for you. Help me by advocating for yourself as well. They don't have to give $200-300, but every dollar counts. And so, Coach G, we're asking the same thing of you and your student athletes, so that we're going to push this hard on all the social media platforms, all of our friendship, kinship, and family lease circles. But for our student athletes, if you could send it back to the folks that love you and support you, ask them to give a little bit as well, and we could achieve this goal a lot sooner than later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well said. Marcus, you want to get anything in there? Or, as we get ready to go, I want to get some questions in here with Naya, Ariana, and Kurt. But Marcus, I want to let you get a chance to get in there.
No, I don't know how they say it in Congress. Would I concede my time or something like that? But go ahead. I do have a question, but I'm gonna save it.
I mean, if you got look, if you got a question for one of the students, go ahead. I'll let you get first dibs there.
Oh, okay. Actually, it's for Miss Ladson. In terms of, I guess, the program, I guess that was unveiled last week. I believe it was a sneakers ad and the Yard Runners. How did you become a part of that? What was your experience like?
Okay, sorry, my camera's not on. It's broken, but they reached out to me. They were actually reaching out to me for a while, but they were reaching out to me through Instagram. So I actually wasn't sure who it was, because it's random people on Instagram all the time trying to get in contact with you. And one of my teammates, Alyssa, she was at a Nike internship program, and she reached out to me and was like, hey, RA, Nike's been trying to reach out to you about this Yard Runners program. And I really didn't know anything about it at all, anything about Yard Runners. So I did a little bit of research on it, and I reached out to them and I said that I wanted to do it. And it was a really nice opportunity and experience.
Okay, well, thank you.
Hey, that's good parenting or good coaching there. Pay attention to people sliding in the DMs, Ariana. I don't know whether that's Coach G or your parents, but good for you for showing some caution. Let me jump over to Naya Blocker, the fastest woman in the SWAC, winner of the 60 meter, 100 meter, 200 meter. Woo! I mean, what doesn't she win on the short track? Naya, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
Hey, I'm great. My favorite name, Naya. My sister's name's Naya, so always I'm a big fan right off the bat. Tell us a little bit about what's the off season and the summer been like for you? How are you? Are you training? Has Coach G made you run cross country? What's going on with you right now?
If Coach G made me run cross country, I don't think I would be here. I'd probably be laid out somewhere. I can't do it.
I had to ask. I'm sorry, Coach. Go ahead, Naya.
As far as the off season, it's been really well. It's been a lot better than my off season last year. I feel like I'm progressing in the right way, and I feel like I'm gonna be pretty good, do some pretty exciting things as usual. So yeah.
What are I'm curious about some of your goals now that maybe last year you were the hunter. Now after the performance you did in the indoor and outdoor, you're the one that's going to have the target on your back? I mean, people were already, chasing you, but now really people know they're trying to catch. So what is the process like for you? Is it a mental mindset? What type of change mentally, physically are you having to go through the off season to stay on top of your game?
Honestly, I'm just making sure that I feel prepared, because when you're prepared, there's nothing else that can really happen, regardless of like what anybody says. If I'm prepared, then I'm going to go out there and perform as I should. I feel like every year I'm only going to get better, so it's not really me feeling any pressure or anything, because there's no pressure when you're prepared.
Man, look at that. That's another quote I need to write down somewhere. I get these great gems from young people smarter than me that I need to share with my students. There's no prep. Well, let's say that again. There's no pressure when you're prepared, right? That's what you said? Yeah, yes. I got to write that down. For real. You guys, Marcus, Kelvin, you got anything there for Naya or Ariana here before we go over to Kirk?
No, I'm the most entertaining athlete on the track.
Oh, I know you got quiet. I'm gonna let you jump over to Kirk then. I know we love Kirk. Kirk
Kirk my guy, Kirk? Man.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for having us tonight again. OG StrikeZone. We're very grateful to be here.
Glad to have you, Kirk. So, talk about your summer and your journey, because you have a story. And I think it's a beautiful story, frankly. And if Coach G and everybody okay with it, I'd like for you to kind of tell your story about the end of the season and some things that were going on, and you still looking good in that orange and green. So kind of tell that story.
Yeah. So as the season progressed very nicely this season. I can't complain about it. Me and the coaching staff and my team, we achieved some good things, some great things, I should say. As it relates to, the end part of the season, it was some discernities as it relates to, whether I was going to leave, not because of anything that has to do with the FAMU family, but as it relates to some personal, stuff that was going on with me and my family. I rather not to go into that, but my heart is at FAMU. My heart is at Florida A&M University with this wonderful coaching staff, wonderful set of persons to be around, and I'm happy it could have worked out this way for me to really stay where I'm comfortable. We have already gelled into a program like this. We have accepted for who I am, and just ready to do some great things with persons with similar mindset like me. So yeah.
Let me chime in. Please. I want to thank everyone that did their part to allow Kurt to be able to be here. Like you said, there were some things that went on, but the Rattler family came together and made sure that he was appreciated and made sure that he could be here with us to finish up his academic and athletic career. Kurt is a great student, and one thing that he doesn't really talk about is his love for the business program and what he know it could do for him. And that's by the family stepping up, it allowed him to be able to be here to pursue that degree that's going to help him later on in life.
Yes, and just to add to what the coach said, since I was in Jamaica before, I even know that I could run this fast. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur and own my own business. And, the opportunity that FAMU gave me as it relates to being a part of this wonderful SBI program, I got to shout out to the coaching staff, the Rattler Nation, as Coach said, making this possible. But I was able to stay here with all my credits. I even got more of my credits here to be graduated on time so I can earn my business degree, and all that the Rattler Nation indeed did for me. I feel welcomed here as it relates to, settling in. I never had no issue with FAMU. I love the school, I love the culture, and I love what it has to offer. I just want to say thanks to the FAMU Nation for making this possible, and each and every one that really, had a part to do with this. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's a mic drop right there.
Yes,
that's why
indeed.
I wanted to bring it up, because what Mo and Keith and everyone who supports these initiatives, what it does is allow for positive stories like this to happen. And we have to take care of our own. We have that responsibility. When I'm sure when Mo and Keith came through on these 7 hills here, there were a lot of people that helped them to get along. Then even after we leave the hill, professionally and a lot of us personally, with marriage and those type of things, FAMU continues to bless us to this day. So I think these kind of stories, they tell their own stories and make it easier. People get relationships, things they feel good about.
Right.
And when you see young people who, again, Kirk is a great student. My wife has been one of his instructors. And all of our students, though, are great student athletes. You can see how articulate they are. They talk about their love and passion for this university, and we have to take care of them. We have a responsibility to take care of them. So I'm off my soapbox. I just had to say that.
Good stuff. Coach G, with let me ask Coach. I know the cross country championships are less than, as I'm looking on White site, about 11 days away, about a week and a half away. How is the cross country team progressing? And any updates that you can share with us, on the heels of that championship run?
Okay, well, yeah, they'll be October 27th at Appalachian Park. We're okay. We got a few people dinged up. It is what it is. A couple of stress reactions that might set us back a little bit, but we're going to give it everything we got, and been looking forward to track and field.
Good deal. Good deal. Any Marcus or Kelvin, any other questions you want to get in there for the students, or Coach G?
I guess one quick question I have is for for 3 student athletes, and I guess at least 2, and perhaps even a third if Miss Blocker's holding cards close to the vest, have had opportunities where outside influences are pursuing you, whether it's for promotion or to transfer or something along the like. How are you handling that? And what means can Rattler Nation do to help you to weather those challenges?
I can start first.
Yeah.
I would say for me, I really don't. Yes, there are other universities, and they probably have a lot of more more opportunities for us, not only for the athlete side, but also the academic side. But I don't feel like the coaches, the bigger their university, the coach is not going to just sit there and go with you one by one and make sure that you have everything going. Like, make sure you have everything good. And I don't feel like the coaches are going to coach me how my coach coaches me. I feel like my coaches knows me best. So I feel like me going somewhere else will be a lose for me.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah. Just to tap in with what Naya said, as it relates to my end, if I'd say to any student athletes out there, whether it might be at the next Division 1 school or NAIA or a JUCO, a person coming from a 2-year college or even a high schooler that's looking to be recruited, if you're trying to give yourself a chance, I would say that you should come to the Florida A&M University. It's a wonderful, exciting atmosphere. It's somewhere where I feel you can really, if you're looking for that next level, as what Naya said, other schools might have perhaps may say better facilities. But if you should really check the statistics, if I should put myself for example, you can have a big school like, let's say, the University of Florida or Arkansas University. But if you should check the statistics, if you put in the work that you should really put in, you can really match up to those individual. It's how bad you want it. It's not about the facilities that really make an athlete good. It's about the mindset that they can bring towards the sport itself. So I'm at this HBCU. I feel comfortable, waking up, just getting the job done, getting what you have to do. I think that's easier for you to go, in a big environment, trying to adapt to that big cycle. FAMU is a place where you can come and give yourself a chance and better yourself, and I know that you can do great things once you put in the work. So that's all I gotta say.
Man, beautiful stuff.
Yes.
Ariana, I know you just finished your freshman year. What would you like to add?
Can you actually go back over the question a little bit? I kind of lost track when Kurt started talking because I didn't expect him to talk that long.
Well, just in terms of being pursued, Nike reached out to you and wanted you to be a part of Yard Runner. So I know that's probably emblematic of perhaps some of the attention that you're getting and being pursued either for promotions or even potentially trying to pull you away from FAMU. And what can Rattler Nation do to help you guys to continue to represent the orange and green?
Well, I think I'm always going to represent orange and green because Coach G as a whole, he's just an amazing coach. He actually focuses on me and my teammates as individuals instead of like how Kurt and I spoke on at bigger schools. You can be the prize, but if you're not doing what you're supposed to do at that exact moment, the coach is easily going to look away from you and they're not really going to pay as much attention to you as you expect, even though you might be bringing something to the table. So I feel like being at FAMU as a whole is just a good fit for me. It's brought me a lot of opportunities with just my being here for 1 year. So.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
Coach G, it doesn't get any better than that. That's like the greatest recruiting tool in the world. You don't have to do anything. You done the work, Coach. You done brought the right people in. You love up on them and you push them hard. And next minute, man, they do what they do.
And I'm appreciative that they trust in me, they trust in the staff, and they trust what we're trying to do. I had coaches that love and cared about me, and I tell them it's the same. I'm hard, and they know I'm hard, but they know I care, and that's what it's about. They get their education, they use track and field to pay for their education, and they get some life lessons on the way.
Hey, that's FAMU in a nutshell. All of us had the hard. Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Mr. Stubbs. Yeah.
If I had to say to the students, keep your passion. Everything that you guys are doing right now is top notch. And I would tell you, I'm glad Coach is where he's at because that tradition has carried on. I survived Coach Lane. And if you can survive Coach Lane, then you can survive just about anything in the world. That man had a nickname for everybody, but I would tell you when I said pure love and everything that he did, you knew that he loved you. And he said that there was two things, and Coach and I discussed it. A coach should be hated and respected. And I looked at him and I said, huh? He said, you're going to hate me for me driving you so hard, but you're going to respect me because I'm fair across the board. That means whatever he did to and for me, he did it exactly for everybody else that was on that team. And that's how we kept that winning spirit. So I would tell you the passion that you guys have right now and Coach is carrying that torch all the way what Coach Lang has done and other coaches before him. This is what making FAMU great. And trust me, you guys are going to be somebody's idol at the end of the day because right now the passion that you have, you can't buy that. You can't buy that at all.
Amen.
Well said, Mr. Stubbs. You couldn't have said I was going to say something to that effect, but you said it much better than me. So we will close it out like that, and that's why we all came through FAMU and went to FAMU, and whether it was in the classroom or out on the fields or in the track, whatever on the courts, that's why we come to FAMU, to be pushed to be our best. And it's great people like the ones you mentioned, Mr. Stubbs, and coaches like Coach G. And all of our coaches that we appreciate that are pushing you all, Kirk, Naya, Ariana. You guys keep representing us, and we're going to keep pouring into you guys with the help of the Rattlers and ARMS and all of our other support organizations, so that you all can keep shining and making us alums be proud, as we all always are, but you guys even make us prouder. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Again, the link is in the chat. We'll be posting it all this weekend. It's homecoming, so it's a great time to give, and no better activity or fundraising to get behind this weekend than to support our championship-winning track program and the student athletes that make us one of the top programs in the SWAC, top programs in Florida, top programs in the South, top programs in the nation. I covered it, didn't I, Coach G?
Yeah, you did.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Fangs up, Rattlers. Happy homecoming to all of you. And everybody hang tight. We'll be back right after this word. You're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network.
Strike again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural taste, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now.
College football fans, a champion will rise in Atlanta on December 13th. MEAC champion, SWAC champion, the 10th Cricket Celebration Bowl, crowning an HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year. Returning to Atlanta on December 12th, 4 bands will qualify for the big stage, where 2 national champions will be crowned. Follow us for rankings updates throughout the season, and join us on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan, Kelvin, Marcus. Just want to remind everybody here before we bring in our next guest to go ahead and make sure to check out that link, the fundraising link there, to support the Rattlers in Arms, supporting the FAMU track program. You may have seen the post on the Facebook feeds or the Instagram feeds please find some energy. We're spending money. We're donating. Now's a great time to give back to the university in some form or fashion, and no other way that I can think of right now, with all that's going on, than to support championship programs and championship people. Anything you want to add regarding the fundraiser or that initiative, Kelvin or Marcus, before we bring in G?
No, I said my piece.
Okay. Marcus, I guess you're good. All right. Our next guest coming up is one of the co-hosts of the widely popular show SWAC'n a Fool, the SWAC'n a Fool podcast, aka Mr. Big Bad Brave himself, aka GeeEspn, aka GeeAyeee. G!
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, G?
Welcome to the O&G. Welcome to the O&G.
Man, I'm happy to be here. It's my first time being here. I've been waiting on the invite. It's been a long time coming, but I'm finally here.
Hey, it's been a long time since we played Alcorn, too. 1982 or 84, something like that, man.
I heard it was 82, and it actually was homecoming.
Yep. That's what I was listening to Charles Edmond talk about that earlier, man. Wow, what a long time it's been. Tell us a little bit. So let's start with a little background and history. Your background, with Alcorn and the SWAC, and then how did the concept and idea of SWAC'n a Fool come about?
Oh, well, we like to call, me and Jonathan, that's my co-host, we like to call ourselves SWAC babies, correct? So I grew up in the SWAC. I'm talking about literally born in the SWAC. I was born in October. This is probably the most diabolical thing you ever want to hear. When I was born, I'm like a month old, and I'm at a SWAC game. My father had me at a SWAC football game a month old. So I've literally been at SWAC, on the SWAC campuses all my life. Been a Brave all my life. So I was there all my life. So this is how I had a passion for it. Alcorn State, that was my NFL team. I didn't have, I liked the Steelers, but my NFL team was Alcorn State from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I hated Southern. Just being honest with you, I couldn't stand Southern. But my mom is a Southernite and my dad's an Alcornite. So I was in a split household. And so I grew up loving the SWAC. I grew up loving HBCU football. I was never the kid that was into the bigger schools, the LSUs and all that. I was a kid going to school saying, man, you saw Alcorn last night? Man, you saw Southern? And even when sometimes kids be like, what are you talking about? I was just always that SWAC kid. So I grew up looking up to Charles Edmond. So as I got older, me and my friend Jonathan, we just arguing all the time. And somebody said, man, y'all need to put that on tape. And that's what we decided to do after doing the COVID. We arguing every day, all day. We said, let's put this on tape. And so that's what we kind of did. Came over with SWAC'n a Fool and kind of want to do a debate style, kind of like Skip Bayless and Stephen A was doing at the time. So that's kind of what we went for, and it's kind of what we're doing now. We just go with it.
So do you think had COVID, COVID a lot, COVID was bad for many things, but COVID really changed a lot of things. We Black College Sports Network, we did a lot of, our show came out of COVID. So, a lot of stuff came out of COVID. Do you think your show would have, whether it started or not during COVID, would it eventually have started? Or do you just think that time period just allowed it to kind of grow and be what it has become?
Yeah, a couple years before COVID, I had kind of gained some steam on Facebook, trolling. Anybody that know, I had kind of gained some steam in the Facebook groups, trolling and making jokes. So I've been saying for years, man, I'm gonna start me a podcast. But I was honestly playing. I'm like, I'm gonna start me a podcast. And as I kept saying, that's where the name GeeEspn come from. It was created in like 2016 for me just playing on Facebook. Hey, I'm GeeEspn, and I got all your SWAC information, right? So it started off as that. I used to joke and say, I'm gonna start me a podcast. And so when I met Jonathan, we arguing about it. He's like, man, we should really do that. And so he just gave me a boost to go ahead and do it when I had somebody to kind of go in and do it with.
And Jonathan's he's a Southern alum, correct?
University,
okay. Yeah. That kind of comes home full circle. The fact that you're the product of a Southern mom and an Alcorn dad. Go ahead, Kelvin.
talk about the season this year. And how is Brave Nation processing this, and how hot is that seat?
The seat's so hot he can't sit down. In his car right now, he got to stand up and drive. He got to stand up and drive right now because he's hot, and that's my guy. So that's what makes it so hurting to me, because that's my guy. He's like family to this, my guy. But just being honest, it's hot right now. The Brave Nation is a lot. Is upset right now. It's very disappointing. We didn't see this coming. I know for a fact I didn't see this one coming. I didn't see 1-5. It's been very disappointing. But I'm sticking there riding with them. But yeah, it's hot right now. Everybody mad. I get cussed out. I'm like, man, I don't coach. I just talk about the team. They mad at me. Gee, this your fault. When they announced him as a coach, I went all on social media. I got my guy. We about to do this. And let me tell you something. They will not let me live it down. I'm coming. We lost our last game in Prairie View, and I'm walking out the field. And they, Gee, this is your fault. They all saying, they all mad at me. They all mad at me. But I stick by them, make sure I check in with them, talk to them, still go down there and support them like I'm supposed to. But yeah, it's on fire right now. It's on fire.
So what is it that's going wrong? What's the problem?
It's a lot of things. The biggest thing for me, I think, is the discipline. I think discipline. We've lost the game. All the games have been close. We've shot ourselves in the foot every game, and we've lost a different way every time. Like the first game of the year, our receivers were getting open, but we're dropping the ball. Couldn't run the ball. Well, the second game of the year, we're running all over them. The offense catching the ball. Now the defense can't get a stop. Okay, well, let's get to the next loss. Oh, the defense holding up. And now we can't run the ball. Well, let's get to this game. Now we're running the ball and we can't catch it. So every game has been something different. And so it's just I'm flabbergasted right now. I really can't put my finger on it. The exact thing that's wrong. I just think it's a lot of special teams and discipline. We're shooting ourselves in the foot a lot on a lot of drives. We're just shooting ourselves in the foot. I think our rushing game is our strength. But a lot of times, like we played Prairie View, and the leading rush in the SWAC had 9 carries. 9 carries. So it's a lot going on. It's some upset people, and it has caused some. I won't go into too much detail, but it's caused some changes to be made. On the staff, I'll just say that. So,
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, everybody has. So they coaching for their life right now.
Sounds strangely familiar. Yes. I mean, I was talking to Charles today, and I told him, I said, man, look, we are both sitting in a similar spot where both teams need a win in the worst way. And I mean, that is almost more intriguing than what we saw last week in Jackson, where you had the game of the year. I mean, this game is like the opposite of whatever that was. This is like the game where people's jobs and stuff is on the line this weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. I think the loser of this game, is already hot, man. The loser of this game, I don't know how you come back from it. Lose this game, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Go ahead, Marcus. You're on mute.
Good evening, G. Thanks for joining us this evening.
How you doing?
I guess my question is, I know the season has been a disappointment so far, but would you say that the intensity or the heat in the seat is magnified even more by the coach being an Alcorn alum? Or do you think, is it regardless of his status as having experience in the program and being a graduate of the school, this would have been the case?
Yeah, I think it's regardless. Also, I think one of the biggest things is how our last coach left. A lot of our fans were like, we should have kept Fred. We should have gave him the money he wanted. We lost our last championship coach he thought he was going to take Southern, but they ended up falling through. Now he's at Southern. He lost Fred McNair. So a lot of them like, well, we should have took care of Fred. Should have took care of Fred. So I think that's even more pressure on him, because coming in, a lot of us felt like he was the next heir to Fred. He was the younger guy that's been there. He's been there through our championship runs. He's been a good defense coordinator, a championship defense coordinator. So he just stepped right up to that seat. So I think a lot of it is just disappointment. We didn't think we would be here. He ran good defense. He's the one that the kids, honestly, in my opinion, I'm close to the program. In my opinion, he's been the head coach. He's always done everything for us. He's been our good recruiter. He's been the one that the players went to when things were going wrong. They calm everybody down. He was the one that gave the best speeches at halftime, get us riled up. And so to see him not be able to get done, I think most of the fans are just disappointed. A lot of us we're just flabbergasted. Don't really understand what's going on.
Okay.
Let me ask: did you mentioned Fred McNair? I mean, the run that Alcorn had with Fred, and obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. What was it? 6 division titles, or 6 division titles. Obviously, multiple trips to the celebration. Well, to the SWAC championship game. There was a couple of celebration bowls in there as well. Was it just, we've seen what happened at the other level where, folks, a college coach like a James Franklin will have success, but not enough success. Was that what happened with Fred McNair? Did it just reach a point where, whether it be the administration or the alumni, felt like this is as far as we're going to get with Fred McNair?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it was a how can I say this? Appreciation thing. I thought Fred thought he deserved more than what we were actually offering him. But the university they're looking at it like we're kind of on a downward slope since COVID. We're kind of on a downward slope against COVID. I mean, since COVID, because before COVID, and if you look at before COVID, the way we built our program with freshmen, we won 4 SWAC titles with 4 different quarterbacks, right? But all of those quarterbacks came through the program and played up under each other. We had a time where all 4 on the roster together. So we were able to develop our time. So when this transfer portal and COVID hit, that was new for us, and we never seemed to. Fred never grasped that transfer portal, and it kind of was hurting us. And I thought that's what the university was looking at, and so I thought that hurt us a lot, man. We went from developing our kids year in and year out. We get a good freshman class in, and by the time they leave, they're champions. Well, they don't work no more. They don't work no more, and we hadn't adjusted to the new way of winning just yet. So I thought that was the biggest thing.
What about this theory? This is a good one that Edwin brings up about moving west, because it all kind of moves about the same time, moving from the West Division, moving from the East Division to the West Division when FAMU and Bethune came in.
Well, see, I disagree with that, because when we was in the East, we were playing the top teams in the West and beat them anyway. Okay. So we were in the East and we were winning the East, but we were playing Southern every year, Grambling every year, and Prairie View every year. So we were playing the only team we weren't playing with UAPB and Texas Southern. And they weren't really factors. So we were beating the best teams they had on their side anyway. We were beating the best teams they had on their side anyway. But now the East is much tougher. The East is a much tougher division. I think the tide just has to just flip, and it goes like this sometimes. It just flips.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
Are you going to make the trip down?
Yeah, I'll be here. I'm coming to Top Flight. I'm coming one-ish way. I'm coming to Perry Street. Give me some of them boiled peanuts off Perry Street. I got boiled peanuts off Perry Street. So yeah, I'm make it down.
So this ain't your first time, man. Coming?
Oh no, I'm a SWAC. I am a SWAC. If it's in the SWAC, I gotta be there. I can't talk about it, but I go everywhere. If it's anywhere when FAMU got here, I'm like, I gotta get there. So I'm coming to enjoy the festivities.
All right. Well, you make sure you come to the west side, parking space 37, and tailgate with us too.
Okay. I'll make sure I pass through. Last time I came, my guy Earl took care of me.
Yeah.
Out there, he took care of me last time I came.
Yeah, Earl, he'll be out there doing it big too. Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
what do you expect from this game with these two teams?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know what to expect.
We don't either.
I've took all my expectations. I don't know what to expect. I think me personally, I think we should be able to run the ball. I think we got a leading rush in the SWAC. I think that's our strength. I did do that. I think we should be able to run the ball. We have the one of the top running backs in the SWAC, and I really good offensive line to be able to run the ball. But like I said, we played Prairie View, ran the ball ran our best running back 9 times. So I really at this point I don't know what to expect. I don't have much faith right now, but I'm rocking with my guys. Hope we can get it done because we really need it. But I really don't know what to expect right now, and it's scary because I normally got a lot. I normally can kind of see it, but I really don't know which way to go. Then we got the new developments coming in, so I really don't know which way it's going to go. Defensively, I was kind of disappointed in defense a lot. Defensively, I don't think we found our identity yet. I don't think we found our identity defensively yet. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they play up under these lights too. A big game homecoming. I enjoy those type of games. Those are my type of environments. You know, when I come in, I walk straight to the student section. Whenever we play a big school, I find a student section, and I'm that guy. I'm on the side. I'm coming out of the locker room with my team. I'm finding a student section. Okay, boom. I'm going right to the student section, and I'm gonna antagonize them before they get me. I'm gonna start with them. Before they get me. And normally by the end of the first quarter, they all sitting down because I'm gonna sit there and antagonate them the whole game. So I like the kind of stuff, but I don't know how they like it. I don't know how they're gonna respond to it because I don't have to put their helmet on. They do. So you know.
Well, when you come out there to FAMU, you want to find the student section because you all will be right in front of them.
I know that's what I love.
And they just heard that, so
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they'll be prepared for you. Do you know if your band coming?
No, they're not coming.
Okay.
Nope. They might not make the trip. I wish they did, but they not making the trip. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Marcus.
It'll be a fun time.
I have a question for you. I guess you, in preparation for this game, you've been checking out FAM. So what do you expect, or where do you see, well, how can I put it? What have been your observations of the FAMU team in preparation for this game based on what you?
They remind me a lot of Alcorn. Undisciplined play, kind of erratic offense, kind of hard, tough to move the ball. I said they made a quarterback change, and I was expecting more out of quarterback. He didn't really do what I thought was going to come in and do. And then the rush defense. That's something just like with our team. I've been disappointed in the rush defense. So it's kind of like identical twins. Like, what's up, twin? How y'all doing over there, twin? It's like you ever walk in a party and see somebody dressed exactly like you. You're like, you got the same outfit. You know, it's kind of like that. Like we got on the same exact outfit. So they kind of look just like
that straight.
Undisciplined, playing a lot of undisciplined ball, and so I'm just interested to see who's going to step up to the challenge and get a win. Because somebody got to come out of there with a win. So it's gonna be good for whoever can pull out a win. But somebody got to show up and do it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of that straight. What's that? That Spider-Man meme where the two Spider-Mans are kind of pointing at each other, like, that's I mean,
I think the interesting part of this game is we have a lot of Florida boys. We have a lot of Florida boys on the roster, so a lot of them are they're hyped about coming play in Florida. So outside of Mississippi and Louisiana, Florida is probably our next hot spot for kids. So I think that a lot of those kids are excited and juiced up to come play in Florida.
Hey, wasn't it y'all homecoming last week?
Yep.
So they got that out of their system, you know, and it can refocus, you think?
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully I hope so. I talked to a lot of them a lot and just tell them, look, I've been trying to explain to them what the atmosphere is gonna be like, man. You gotta focus. You gotta come in and focus. You can't look at their record because you look at ours. So who are we to look at somebody and say they wanted 5? Because go look in the mirror. So I'm just kind of keep trying to keep them juiced up and just locked in.
Okay.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the field and out of the stands, boy. The distraction committee, boy.
Yeah.
It'll be heavy. It'll be heavy, and if you get caught looking around, you miss something. The field, more likely. I was just looking at the stats here. Jacorian Sewell, averaging 7.88 yards per play rushing. That's ridiculous. 80 carries, 630 yards, 5 touchdowns on the season. That's and all. I don't know. Like I said, he's definitely one of the top 2 or 3 statistical running backs in the league right now, and I'm very worried if they do this. Normally teams make up for things where they have bad days. Like if you and everybody else is pointing out to Coach Thomas, hey, why did the best running back in the SWAC only run 9 times? I bet everybody has been hitting him with that. So it kind of leads you to thinking, oh God, there's going to be an overcorrection this week. What is going to happen if they do say we're going to run him 25 times? What's that going to look like? That worries the hell out of me, honestly.
Because I think that's really the strength of our team. And if we have our backup running back, Reggie Davis, I think he's a running back 1-2. He just running behind Jacorian Sewell, who's our leading back. But he's also a bigger back, a bigger guy, like 6'1". He's a bigger guy that can run the ball as well. So I was already distracted. I've been distracted already. But y'all already got me. Too late. But yeah, man, I'm interested to see how he gonna do that. If he gonna open, I'm interested because I really don't know what to expect. So that's what makes it fun. I'm gonna be there having some fun. Win or lose, I'm gonna be there having some fun.
True that. Let me ask you this question regarding, as you obviously there's already intense rivalries and conversations that go on in the SWAC, and then here comes FAMU. I'm not, obviously Bethune-Cookman hadn't really been able to muster up much since they've arrived, but here we come, and it seems like, I don't know. Well, just from your perspective, what have you noticed about the banter? What have you noticed about the conversations since within the conference and the conference fan bases since FAMU has entered into the SWAC?
2 things. Well, one, when FAMU first entered, I was like, I can kind of tell FAMU not really used to this, how we get down in the SWAC. See, in the MEAC, they talk a little more, but in the SWAC, we talk like it's just all we do. We talk so much all day, every day. And then also, I thought, and they got initiated. You know how the new kid, when you're in school, the new kid get there. Even if you like the new kid, you're gonna pick on them. So I thought for a while, FAMU did was that new person. So whatever FAMU did, it was times 10 because it's FAMU. They got that new kid initiation. And then not only did you come in, you came in winning. So that made it even worse. Not only are you the new kid, but you the new kid that come in with all the new shoes. Oh, so now we really got to pick on you. So I think that was the biggest thing with FAMU, man. They came in and a lot beating most of us, beating all of us. They came in and beat everybody and won a celebration. We'd have been in Celebration Bowl 16 times, and FAMU come in 2 years to win one. Oh, we had everybody hot. But it was fun, and I like FAMU. They've always been a school I've looked at before and like FAMU. So it came in, they got in the culture, and I think now they understand the banner and they go to hitting you back. Because at first used to hit FAMU and they hit you back like that. Now you hit FAMU, you end up with a black eye. You go to pick it on FAMU. Now they go to jumping all on you. Come in. I said, okay, y'all came in, y'all learned quick. You learned quick. So now them Rattlers are striking. Now they striking. So man, it's fun.
Yeah, that's a good summary. Well said. Somebody would say Edwin said JSU got on FAMU's nerves. What is that now? That is a natural right. And we got into this small discussion about rivalries, right? Because what we've seen from Jackson State and FAMU on many sports levels is a rather new rivalry. But y'all, Alcorn and Jackson State, that is a deep down traditional rivalry in the true sense of FAMU and Bethune, in-state rivals. Mm-hmm. What is it like being in that space with them in that state and just them as your rivals over the past, I don't know, however many years?
Yeah. It's different than everybody else because we know where the bodies are buried at. You know how you got that one friend you can be beefing with a guy across town, but when you get into it with like your family member and you boy, I know you don't have but one pair of shoes. Like I know your body, so it makes the rivalry more intense because we know each other's dark sides. Like I know. Don't come over here talking. I know y'all share toothbrushes. We know this about each other. So that makes it much more evil sometimes, much more dark. Sometimes they can say you're going too far because we kind of joke about certain things. That some things too far, but it's also fun in family because a lot of families are intertwined with Jackson State and Alcorn. The Jackson State and Alcorn week is a lot of tailgates that are combined, and you come to Alcorn homecoming, you see a lot of Jackson State wives with their shirt on mad because they got to come to Alcorn homecoming this year because last year we went to Jackson State homecoming. So it's a lot of that to kind of keep the pageantry going and keep the love all flowing. But when it's ugly, it's ugly. When it get ugly, it gets ugly. It get real ugly when it get ugly.
I love that analogy. I love that analogy, boy. That sounds so familiar. All right. Well, what we always like to do around this time, G, is we like to give our guests, especially when they come in from a visiting school, the opportunity to tell us how or why their school is going to win. We haven't had a multi-game home losing streak like this since 2017. So it's been a long time since FAMU has lost 2, let alone 3 games at home. But I want to give you the opportunity to kind of tell us how Alcorn State is going to come in and do what you expect them to do this Saturday.
I just think we're a bunch of wounded Braves right now. We're a bunch of wounded Braves that are playing for our coach, who the players love. And I think we're just hungry. I think we're hungry to come in to show on a stage like this. This is really like for us. This may be one of our biggest games of the year. Something we can get up for because it's you guys' homecoming. So it gives us something extra to play for, along with being wounded. So I just think we're gonna be ready. We'll be tied in. I think we're ready to run the ball. After I think the worst thing that could have happened was the 9 rushing attempts the last game. Well, the game before last homecoming don't really count. But so I think now we're gonna really put an emphasis on running the ball, and I think FAMU gonna have a hard time stopping our run game. So I think that's kind of how we're gonna win it.
Well said. Kelvin, Marcus, you got any final questions or anything for G?
Well, I do. How many years on the contract does Cedric have right now?
I think he has 1 more.
Okay.
1 more.
Is there a magic number? Is it or for him to see that year? Or
I think he's going to see. I think he's going to see regardless because kind of the financial state we're in. I don't think we're going to be we have the means to be firing anybody and paying a new coach. Also, a lot of people talk. They're mad. They're real mad. We're going to buy him out, but yeah. I know some other things we're gonna have that y'all won't donate. So at this point, you just talking. You be mad all you want, but it's a lot of things that we don't have that we should have. And you talking about buying out a coach? I wish you would. We got kids, don't have this, don't have that. You finna go pay $250,000+ to buy somebody out. Not on my watch. Nah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Ain't gonna happen.
Thank you.
Ain't gonna happen.
I've been saying the same thing around these parts, but the motion of the moment. All right, Marcus, got anything?
No, it don't.
All right, G, let people know, give all the tags, let people know how they can, if they don't already know, let them know how they can find you and how they can check out your show.
SWAC'n the Food on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. SWAC'n the Food, Twitter, Mr. Big Bad Brave. Type it in anywhere, Big Bad Brave. I should pop up GeeEspn and just SWAC'n the Food anywhere. Type it in Google, I'll pop up.
Awesome stuff, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming in and joining us. It's a pleasure to have you on for the first time.
Yeah.
And hopefully Alcorn and FAM can play more. I know we're on opposite sides and they got this funny rotation thing going on. So, but it'd be good, and hopefully the next time. Well, after we take care of this one, but in the future, hopefully both teams are on the upper half of the division standings.
Yeah.
Where we've been for the last several years prior to this year.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, so when do you get in town? You get in town Friday or
Friday? Yep, Friday. I'm hitting Top Flight.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be jumping. Have some comfortable shoes because you're gonna be standing in line probably. But
I wouldn't say you talking about you can't wait. That's the one thing you gonna do.
You gonna wait.
You gonna do. I was gonna say no. You gonna wait. You gonna wait to get in. Definitely, man. Well, hey, we make sure, like I said, west side of the stadium by the press box is where Kelvin will be, and Earl. Well, the hill is not available anymore, so I don't know.
He's right behind the fence though, so he good.
Okay,
I know exactly where you'll be.
All right, good deal. So we look forward to seeing you around and everything, man. Hey, safe travels to Tallahassee. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Appreciate
it. Everybody hang tight. We're going to take a break and come back right on the other side of these words. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
With over 25 years of serving our communities, Destiny Financial Services, a division of Global Life, is here to help you and your family through difficult times. From cancer care to accidental industries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life, but you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call DFS at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com. That is 877-300-8269, or again, the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
All right, welcome back to the ONG Strike Zone. Bryan, Kelvin, and Marcus back with you. Did you, you know what? I was trying to find the graphic here, fellas, because speaking of that last commercial with the ESPN Band of the Year, did you see the latest rankings that came out?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. Here, I'm gonna put them up here just in case you did not see them. Now, this is the Division I side for those of you who are watching. If you didn't get a chance to kind of see these latest results for Band of the Year, they are as such. As you can see, the Marching 100 come in moving up from 4 up to 1. North Carolina A&T dropping from 1 to 3. Norfolk State also jumping up from 5 to 2. Southern dropped 2 spaces from 2 to 4. And then you see a pair of schools who chose to withdraw from considerations, but they still rank them though. I love the fact that they still rank them personally.
Right.
And then you have Alabama A&M 7, Hampton 8. So I got a feeling, guys. I don't know. We might be heading towards. Look, I won't be surprised if, for the sake of this event, that you see Norfolk State in either FAMU or North Carolina A&T. That's my prediction, and I think there's at least 2 more rankings that'll come out. I think they'll do another ranking sometime in early November, and then the final ranking will come out maybe a week or 2 before the competition. But that's just my early prediction. I don't know. You guys have any thoughts there?
I think Southern has a legitimate shot. Haven't been ranked 2 and 4. So if they're in the top 3 in the next ranking, then they'll be right there with us and A&T and Norfolk.
What do you guys think about Campbell, what Steve said? He says take Jackson State and Bethune off the list. I say keep them on the list. What do you guys think?
I mean, they still doing halftime shows. Doesn't matter. They're not sending in the tapes, but
they're still visible.
The band of the year,
still visible.
That's my point. The band of the year committee has been doing this since an inception. So they're just being consistent. I have no problem with it.
I think that was probably one of the missteps that they made in the beginning, was telling schools to submit performances when they should have just treated this like the bowl committee does, and says, you're going to, since you're playing anyway, you're on the field putting out a product, we're going to judge what you put out there. Right? And so just like the football teams on the football side, guess what? They play every week. And you see them and you rank them based on what you see on the field. And, the football teams don't submit anything to a committee. Nope, you have a committee of judges who judge based on what they see, because guess what? So many entities are filming halftime shows and publishing them. We got plenty of film to look at,
including the band and music department themselves.
Exactly.
So that's why it's kind of silly. But to answer Steve's question about if one of them it did end up 1 and 2, the asterisk is, that's why the asterisk is there.
Mm-hmm.
They've noted that they were drawn from final consideration. So even if they 1 and 2, they're gonna go with the next school that did not withdraw from the process for the final rankings.
Right. And I think that would even be,
they probably won't even list them in the final ranking.
No, they probably won't. They'll probably stop, especially if they see that one of them has moved up into that top 1, 2, 3 spot. They probably won't even appear. And then watch people get mad then when they say, oh, you were ranking us, but then all of a sudden in the final ranking, you didn't have us in the ranking. And then people will find something new to be upset about, I'm sure. So, yeah.
The band community, let me just say this. I'm not a band head, so I can say it. A bunch of drama queens. They got every reason in the world not to participate, because they do something different from what we do. What's the difference between band and football or any other competition? You have different programs that do different things, and you have a parameter of rules that everybody getting judged or adjudicated on, and you can adjust one show to try to be an adjudication show, or you don't. But don't be crying and complaining, talking about it ain't fair. Everybody got the same process they got to go through. I don't buy it. Stop being a crybaby. Put your big boy drawers on and compete.
I think this is it's interesting being if you are ranked, if you chose not to be in it and you still get ranked 1 or 2, I think people in the band community are going to be looking at you side-eyed saying, you know, you decided not to go compete for some free money and an all expenses paid trip because of what? You know, and sure, I guess if people want to be that petty and put an asterisk next to this year's champion because, you know, BCU and JSU don't compete, well, you know, so what? You know, it is what it is. Won't affect us. You know.
People keep bringing up excuses, man. Some don't have dancers. Everybody got auxiliaries, whether it be flags, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Stop finding reasons not to. Again, you know, I always make the argument that HBCUs have to learn to be good partners in a lot of events, and what that means, work together, which is bad, and it's not in our community in general. We struggle with that. And this is something that shouldn't be that divisive to me. It's a competition. Somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose. Somebody gonna agree, somebody ain't gonna disagree. That's fine. But the cry about it ain't fair and find all these reasons why, you know, it can't be done. Oh, it can be done. It is being done. But, you know, if you don't want to participate, I respect it. It's just unfortunate because, you know, frankly, Bethune, Jackson State, they iconic bands. You know, they're the best of the best. So you want to compete against the best. And so that, for me, that's the unfortunate part.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think this will, I put it like this. I think this ESPN Band of the Year will last longer than this self-imposed boycott. Let me say that. I think the Band of the Year will last longer than the self-imposed boycott.
Well, they got ESPN event money, so long as they got that, it ain't going nowhere.
That's my
prediction. That changed.
And that sponsor, you got a major sponsor too. You got a major sponsor. As long as you got a major sponsor,
Red Lobster,
yeah, you got a major sponsor. You know, is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Let me before we come back to football, let's get a little volleyball talk in here, fellas. You don't want to talk about volleyball? I mean, Marcus. I mean, you don't want to. I mean, it is what it is.
Marcus, you know, Marcus got a hard stop.
Oh my God! All right, Marcus. Marcus, I want to let you get in there. What any final thoughts that you got to get in before you got to head out?
Volleyball, it's looking rough. I don't know. We have to pull some things out. I mean, we still have an opportunity because there's the long rest of the season, but it's getting a little tight.
You saw that? You see that last win? That's a sign for what's going to happen Saturday.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be a
hopefully
good moment for Saturday. Mm-hmm. And football-wise, I know, you know, they're going to cap off with the game. Well, I don't know. The heat is on, and so I know that he's been on the last couple of weeks, but I don't know. The fire is up on the burner, so I'm going to say we're going to win 28-17.
28-17. Any bold predictions?
Man, I probably used every bold prediction I can think of. I ain't predicted nothing except the score.
Except a win. A win seems like a bold prediction at this point, right?
Yeah, it does.
All right.
Oh, man.
Any other news and notes you want to mention, Marcus?
Well, I did upload. I don't know if you get a chance to look at it. I did upload 2026 Olympic sports recruits, and we got 2 baseball recruits in the last 2 days. So that came out of, Racine, the young man who's helping out with me and Keith, he tracked him down on Instagram. So I want to give him credit for that and loaded up on the slide. So, and we even got a couple 2027s. I haven't uploaded that slide deck yet, but at least one for volleyball and one for softball. I think we mentioned them both in the past, probably the last month or so. So it's old news, but we're looking forward. We've been dropping a lot of football offers recently, so we'll see how things pan out.
Have you noticed any loss of players, recruits? I saw one post of a recruit who decommitted.
Yeah.
Have you noticed any other decommitments at any type of noticeable rate over the past couple of weeks?
No, just the one young man. I think it's Tyja Sims. I don't remember his full name, but the young man who's offensive lineman way out in California. So he reopened his commitment, I think, last week. But I haven't seen anything else because we have about 5 or 6 offensive linemen committed prior to his decommitment and one athlete. And actually, I just saw, I guess apparently he scored 6 touchdowns last week. He's an athlete from Creekside High School in suburban Atlanta.
6 tutties, huh? In one game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and apparently his mom was on his grandmother. And I'm still, at least the person says she's his grandmother, sent that tweet out. I'll send it to you. There's another interesting tidbit behind that, but
all right.
But hopefully he stays in the fold. So all of our commits so far on the football side for next year have all been high school athletes. But we have been offering some JUCOs more recently, but a mix of JUCOs and high school.
Gotcha. All right. How do you plan on spending Saturday, your homecoming Saturday, watching the game? How you plan on doing it?
Yeah, watching the game. I don't drink, but I have the stiffest thing I don't know, maybe it's a strong ginger ale or something.
Some good ice. Some cold ice.
I'm like, oh my God, come on. So yeah, sitting there watching the game and expecting a win.
Gotcha.
Because if there's no win, man, I'm gonna have to shut down I'm gonna have to mute some things and just take a break because I know it's gonna be like a firestorm.
Yeah, I don't even want to imagine what life will be like after that. All right. If you stick around or as you catch back up, I was going to go back through some statistics, some homecoming statistics, some reason to feel kind of optimistic a little bit regarding homecoming history of late. So, but I'll let you get out of here. I won't keep you any longer because I can get long-winded here and forget what you're trying to get out. So, Marcus, as always,
you just enjoy the conversation.
I got you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus Green, everybody, make sure you hit him up on Twitter, Instagram, and Marcus, we will talk sooner than later.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good rest of the evening.
You too, buddy.
You too, brother. All right. All right. I wanted to. Can we come back? I just want to make a quick minute before we move over to more football conversation. I wanted to come back to the volleyball if you're okay with that. Okay.
Go ahead.
So again, coming back to the win against Alcorn on Monday, snapped a 4-game losing streak in the SWAC. A first. I mean, it's to the point, Kelvin, our dominance in the SWAC has brought out all kinds of, just every team that we lost to in that run was praising the victory as some kind of historic, hey, history was made. The first time we beat FAMU and the first time we beat them since I saw Southern drop a historic tweet. Bethune dropped a historic tweet. I think Alabama. Right. That's what I'm saying. That just tells you the dominance that we have had in this conference since we walked in the door over the past 4 years. Like I said, with the exception of Alabama State and Jackson State, don't quote me on this, but I think those might be the only two teams that we had previously lost to in like regular season matches.
We may have lost one time, I think, to one of the Texas schools.
Correct. Okay. That was going to be my next, maybe like a Prairie View A&M, I think. Yeah. But outside of that, we hadn't done this much losing. We probably lost more games in this 4-game stretch than we have probably in over a 2 or 3 year period. And
there's a reason for it. Very young, 10, 11 new players, very young team. We playing a lot of freshmen. And, there was a couple of folks that we thought we would have available that aren't available. So there's a lot going into that. But, that happens in competitive sports. Nobody stays on top the entire time. Now, you better get us now, though. and don't be shocked in the second half of the season if we look a little better than what we have in the first.
Yeah.
And there's a home game Sunday.
Take a look at the schedule here. Now this, I don't think I pulled this off the SWAC Twitter feed. Obviously, this isn't correct. It shows Friday, October 19th. But actually, October 19th is a Sunday. So they just happen to have the date wrong. But the Texas Southern match is scheduled for 1 o'clock Eastern in the Lawson Center. It is a home game. So for those of you Rattlers still in town, maybe you have a late flight out of Tallahassee, get over to the Lawson Center and go support the Lady Rattlers. It'd be a good opportunity to kind of see what Coach Gokhan has been building, and maybe you two will kind of get behind this program with the kind of support that is needed. After the match on Sunday against Texas Southern, Monday they will take on Prairie View A&M. So it's an opportunity to start getting on a winning streak here, Kelvin. And
it's all home games for the most part.
Yeah, we were on that stretch of 4 games that we lost were all road games, beginning with the Alabama State and Alabama A&M, Bethune-Cookman, Southern. We won in Lorman. But that was a 5-game road trip. Obviously not all at the same time, but 5 games in a row on the road, and we lost those first 4. So now we move into a home stand. Well, really, we just have 2 games at home. Then we're back on the road to Pine Bluff and Grambling. And then we have 3 at home. I don't know. It seems like the schedule is very unbalanced in terms of home and road. I don't know. I'm just looking at it here. It looks like we got, I know it's an even number, but it just feels like more games are on the road. It's just an odd scheduling mix. So, yeah. Okay. We got to talk about what took place a couple days ago, Kelvin, or was it just yesterday when this happened? At the
last night.
Yeah. I see. Who was it who first dropped it that I saw in the chats? There were a couple people asking about what happened at the pep rally. Oh, Reginald asked, Can someone tell me why the students booed the football team? So if you did not see, this is I'm not sure who the actual Twitter handle it came from, but this is a video that was taken at the pep rally, which the pep rally was at the Will Packer Amphitheater Tuesday night. And I know I see somebody in the chat who said they were there. Who was it? Marvin Allen was at the pep rally. So here we go. That's cringeworthy right there. Now, first off just the look of the video, I only think there was, I know we have like a leadership team, a leadership group. They only looked like there was maybe a dozen guys that were there. It didn't seem to me like the whole 80, 90 players were there.
Well, I don't know. You couldn't tell, but I would say this. It's a pep rally.
Correct.
How in the heck you boo your own team at a pep rally? Now, it does show some frustration, and I get that part of it, but that was a time to try to lift up and push, the guys to get over this hump. But, that tells me two things. Looking at it. How entrenched are they with their student body? I think about, we didn't always have great teams when I was a student. Now, we didn't have no 1-4 teams, I don't think, but we had some around 500 teams, a couple of them seasons, 6-5, 7-4. Mm-hmm. And we may have gotten off to bad, slow starts, but we all knew and hung out together with those guys.
That part.
So they were our guys,
Right.
And we were going to go to battle. Hey, we win or lose together. And to see the student body kind of, and it wasn't everybody. It might sound like, from the sounds of it, may have been 35% of the crowd.
And clearly, you got people in the front row. If you look at that one video, there's a person right there with his thumbs down. It's like, wow, man.
Yeah.
In the front row, that's bold.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully the guys first let me say, we all critical and want to see a better product. But we'll be there to support and hope that this is the game that turns everything around. But that should be motivation also.
Yes, it should.
For you shouldn't need that kind of motivation, but you got it. So you know how you shut people up and turn jeers into cheers? Make somebody else pay. Whoop your opponent. Play better.
Yeah. Well said, man. I knew there was a disconnect when I didn't see students show up on Saturday. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon, students didn't show up. And that's just that was the third. That was the third. No, that was the second home game of the season. Nope. Third home game of the season. I'm sorry. Third home game of the season. Yeah. I don't know. Different. As someone said, man, they just different, man. Kids are just different. But I agree. I like what you said there about not being connected with the student body for some reason, whatever it is. I don't know. All right. Well, let's take a peek around the conference, Kelvin, as we look at the conference standings. right now. Of course, after the what many call the game of the decade or game of the year, at least,
and it lived up to it.
It did live up to it, man. What a great game from just a football perspective in Mississippi between Alabama State and Jackson State. I mean, it came down to the final play. 14 points were scored by each team in the fourth quarter. When I came out of when our game ended and I came down to the tailgate where you and the guys were, that's, we clicked on the TV with about 7 minutes to go. And we saw, like, at that point, when the game first ended, Alabama State was down 31-20. So to kind of watch that unfold where, JSU gave away a lead and then grabbed the lead back and then had to fight like the Dickens, with a questionable play at the end to win, man, that thing had all the drama. I had all the drama. Bethune got a big win at home against Southern. And for the first time since I can remember, Bethune is in third place. Tied for second, really. I mean, their one loss is to Alabama State, which is why they're in third. But, man, it's tough seeing Bethune having a better offense clicking right now than us.
They're a dangerous team.
Yeah, they are.
They can put up points.
Mm-hmm. Over on the west side, what's interesting about seeing Prairie View and Texas Southern sitting at the top, that one loss from Texas Southern came to Prairie View. Final play of the Labor Day Classic, first game of the season. So that could easily be flipped had they got a defensive stop there on that final play. And just look at the names in the bottom. I said the bottom six, Kelvin, again. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that are winning. And look, I know we're real early into the conference season.
The West is a mess.
We play.
Go ahead.
This week we have Alcorn. Next week we have Southern. And then after the JSU game, we've got Pine Bluff, Alabama A&M, then Bethune, then Valley. So we play 4 of the bottom 6, or one of the things I kept saying was we got to stay out of the bottom. We got to stay out of the bottom 5, and we can do that with some wins. But we got to get some wins. Easier said than done.
Got to score some points, man.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna stop. We're not stopping too many people.
We're not scoring in the first half at all. Nope. We scored 7 last week. I don't personally count the garbage points, but we scored 14 technically, but 7 when it was still a game, so to speak. The week before against Alabama State, we scored garbage points in the second half against FIU, and we only scored 9, no touchdowns against Howard. So the only game that we really put up points is the Albany State game, and we just have to find a way for everything to come together. And just like G said about Alcorn State, it's been some of everything. It's been one thing: drop passes, dumb penalties, miss reads by the quarterback, turnovers until last week really hadn't been an issue, but untimely penalties. Just even last week, when we had opportunities to recover fumbles, we just slow to the ball. We You don't get the hustle plays. So it's some of everything.
Yeah, so all right. There's the schedule for this upcoming weekend. Texas Southern has homecoming. Mississippi Valley State has homecoming against winnable opponents. UAPB Grambling, Grambling winless in conference play. UAPB 1-1. I mean, imagine if Grambling starts 0-3. There's a realistic possibility where Grambling and Southern could be 0-3 in conference play. And possibly Alcorn State could be sitting at 0-3 as well. All that could be a reality Sunday morning.
It's a very weak slate of game this week in the SWAC.
Yeah, well, homecomings. Look, there's practically no MEAC games. Only one MEAC team is playing. This is the SWAC schedule. I mean, you're in the middle of homecoming season. You're probably watching more. Look, there's more impressive, compelling Division II games in the CIAA and the SIAC this week than the SWAC or MEAC.
Definitely.
Yeah. I got some homecoming trivia for you, Kelvin.
What is it?
FAMU homecoming trivia. The Rattlers on homecoming are currently on a nice winning streak. Can you recall, or can you tell me how many games consecutively currently is FAMU on homecoming winning streak? I don't know if I said all that correctly, but they're on a winning streak of how many games on homecoming. Yeah, thank you.
If I remember correctly, the last homecoming we lost was to North Forest State.
What year are you thinking?
That had to be around 2012.
That was 2014.
Okay.
There has been one loss since that game for homecoming.
Alex Woods. I'm sure he lost one. Or two or three. 2017.
That was the year. That was the year. That was also the year. It's funny you mentioned that year. Yes, we did lose. That was actually the last time FAMU lost on homecoming. We lost to North Carolina A&T 31-20. It also coincides with the last time that FAMU lost 3 games at home that year as well.
Wasn't that like a 1-10 season? Two. It wasn't many wins that season.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. So that 2017 was the last time. So if you do the math here, folks, that kind of puts FAMU on a 6-game homecoming winning streak. Willie Simmons never lost a homecoming game. So from 2018 all the way to his last one in 2023, unbeaten on homecoming. Coach Cozy 1-0 so far on homecoming, winning last year against Texas Southern. What was the stat? I think the 1982 game against Alcorn was a homecoming game. I think we won that game. Did we win that game in 82?
That might be the only game we won.
In 82?
Against
Alcorn?
Alcorn in that 4-game stretch.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I thought that was a little interesting little homecoming trivia thing there, something to mention. And we have played a different opponent in the SWAC every year since joining. Grambling State was 2021, UAPB was 2022, Prairie View in 2023, Texas Southern last year. So Alcorn makes for the 5th SWAC school to play us for homecoming. When you go back and look at our last, just looking at the past 20 years, so the years when we were in the MEAC, we played a lot of Norfolk State, Morgan State, for home. I think we played probably more. I see, just kind of looking at glance, I see at least about 3 or 4 games against Norfolk State and Morgan State for homecoming back during those homecoming years of late. So yeah, just wanted to share that.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, appreciate it. Any other news and notes that you want to mention, Kelvin?
Basketball. The basketball media days was last week, and we have a schedule release for both squads. And we also had last Friday Hoops on the Hill. Well, I think it's the first basketball kickoff that we've had in about 10 years. So basketball season is 2 weeks away.
The exhibition starts here pretty soon.
Next week.
Yeah, the
Monday
men,
or Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, the men. I was going to see if I can. I did. I still. I thought about pulling that graphic. I don't know why I didn't pull the graphic of the schedule. I thought about it, and I was thinking to myself, should I pull this graphic? And I didn't. And I don't know where it is on my timeline here. But anyway, I know the men play an exhibition against Edward Waters, I believe it is.
Yep.
And then, of course, on the 21st. And then, of course, at the end of the week, on a Sunday, is the contest against Florida State. Against Florida State. And that all this information is available on FAMUathletics.com. So anybody who wants to go take a look at the schedule, go to FAMUathletics.com. The schedule is fully updated. So yes, Tuesday in the Lawson Center, FAMU takes on Edward Waters. And then on Sunday, October 26th, over in the Civic Center, they'll take on Florida State. The season opens on Monday, November 3rd in Tampa, Florida, against USF. For the ladies, for Coach Gordon's team, I don't see an exhibition or any exhibition games listed on our website. But their season opener is Monday, November 3rd as well. And they they're playing Florida State over in the Civic Center. So an opportunity for Rattler Nation to go support them. And then they'll travel to DC to take on Howard on Saturday, November 8th, and then George Mason in Fairfax, Virginia on Monday, November 10th. And all that before they return home to take on Samford on November 15th. For those of you going to the Florida Classic, you can go over to UCF in Orlando and see Coach Gordon's Lady Rattlers take on UCF on Friday, November 21st. Still no time listed for that game. I agree, EA here. Yeah, I don't know. We have to do something, man. Maybe I hate always trying to make up graphics that other entities should be making up, but maybe we need to create a graphic or something to continue to promote. But yeah, I mean, folks do need to know that game. But you know what? Well, it's hard. We don't have I don't know. They haven't decided if they're selling tickets, or I think I've heard that Florida State wants the game to be a free entry. FAMU would like for there to be some sort of ticket fee, which comes back into a form of NIL for the players. That's what I heard. Don't know what'll happen, but that's what I heard. VM Matt asked, well, you know, that meeting was happening while we were doing our show, or at least right before our show. So we did not get a chance to discuss Mr. Smith's visit.
Well, I think I mentioned it in the opening, and I did watch it. Nothing new or surprising. I mean, it is Mr. Smith's 5th time in this role, so he's prepared for what needs to be done.
Okay. This is the 5th time for Smith too. Yeah, just in case you guys missed our show from where we kind of went through the history. Again, the exhibition game, Jacob Henderson, Sunday, the 26th. Sunday, the 26th. No time scheduled yet or listed as to what time the game will be. So, you know, don't know if it's going to be afternoon or early evening yet. Still waiting on that information to come out. So we'll keep you posted. Any other news and notes, Kelvin?
No, I think we can get to the predictions.
Okay. Did you notice, Charlie, this past week has been a heck of a week for birthdays. Yeah. Charlie Ward, Coach Ward's birthday, I think, was yesterday or Monday, either Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday the 13th. And it's also the same day as Coach Simmons, Coach Willie Simmons' birthday. And then I think yesterday was Coach Billy Joe's birthday. So I don't know. I don't know if you caught that, if you were paying attention on Facebook or Twitter. I don't know. I mean, I caught him at different times. So it was kind of weird how the algorithm lets you know that kind of stuff. But yeah. But here we go. Game number 6 originally was supposed to be game number 7, but now it's game number 6. It's a 4:00 Eastern kickoff against Alcorn State. The game will be on ESPN Plus. You can catch the audio feed with myself and Albert Chester on the Rattler Football Network on 96.1 Jams, which you can also pick up 96.1 Jams on your iHeartRadio or the 96.1 Jams app. So we have a pregame that kicks off at 3:45. So hopefully you'll bring your ears over to the radio dial. You know, say if you're hanging out in the tailgates a little bit and you're not going to come in until the second quarter, or say you leave after halftime for whatever reason to go back out to the tailgate area, just click the app and listen to our broadcast. You should enjoy it.
Okay, Bryan.
Okay. Head coach Cedric Thomas, he's in his second year at Alcorn. Last year, they were a 6-6 ball club, 5-3. Of course, we talked about Jacorian Sewell, one of the top rushers, running backs in the SWAC. Has over 630 yards this season, averaging about 7 yards per carry. And, of course, the last meeting in which FAMU won against Alcorn was October 30th of 1982, in which FAMU won 23-13. All right, Kelvin. Bowl predictions and score. What you got?
I'm all out of bowl predictions, man. Haven't been nowhere in the realm of any of them happening. Looking at this game and how these teams match up. Bowl prediction. We hold Alcorn to less than 10 points. They don't score a touchdown.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 6. And
okay.
Yeah, so we'll hold them to 6. And the wide receivers will catch the ball. They won't have any drops. Not one.
That's definitely a bold prediction.
The zone coming.
That is bold. Man, spicy.
And my prediction for the game, they have every reason to play a good game this week. Not only is, they're catching straight shots from their own student body, as well as others, but they've played top competition over the last 4 weeks, because we had 2 byes in there. So we should be rested. We should be mad. We should be hungry. Should be desperate. Wanting to prove a point. It's going to be a huge crowd. And for that reason, in spite of what we've seen over these past 4 weeks, I'm going to go with a score of something weird. Let's say 19-6.
Oh, man. All right, let's see what some of the folks say. Ashley says FAMU will score 35 points and get a win. Ron Jab calling the score of 31-17 FAMU. I'm not sure if Lil Baby is predicting or questioning FAMU scoring over 21 points. EA being EA, bold prediction. The stadium will be 3/4 full.
There may be some folks who don't leave the tailgate.
Did you see the note about the tick that EA dropped about the hotel prices? I'm so mad now. I should have waited a day. I got my room for Friday for like $30 more than that. And I'm just like, doggone, I should have waited another day. And, it's one of them situations you probably can't get a refund now. I'm kind of stuck with it. But
yeah.
It is what it is. Let's see. Here's another prediction. Keep thinking like I am. That's my bold prediction. My bold prediction actually is that in this matchup between Thad Franklin and Jacorian Sewell, Thad Franklin has more rushing yards than Jacorian Sewell. And he scores 2 touchdowns.
You've been riding Thad the whole year, so you might as well stay consistent.
I might as well.
He gonna come through for you one time.
I'm telling you, man. I feel like I was on this train last year. Remember, it was the rushing touchdown last year. I was on that. And it took us until maybe game number 7 before we finally had a rushing touchdown. Demet's going with Welcher taking one to the house. I'm assuming punt return, Canary. Kickoff return, possibly. Rattler ATL, 14-7. How brutal a game would that be? Watching a 14-7 slugfest.
They just played a 13-12 game against Prairie View.
Which came down to a last second field. Well, it wasn't quite last second, but a missed field goal with 39 seconds to play.
Yeah.
That's how they lost that game.
Yes, it's good. It's predicting the ugly is probably the way to go with this game.
Jesus. All right. Well, I think we've squeezed all the juice out of this one, Kelvin. I don't have anything left unless you.
Happy homecoming, everybody, Rattlers. Happy homecoming. Safe travels to those who traveling. We're gonna do homecoming-like things when we get here, and it's gonna be a great environment. Gonna be fun. It's gonna be great to see all the family and see all the orange and green. Yes, I do have green Gators on, by the way. Absolutely. You know what I do homecoming all week.
We haven't seen you haven't been posting these photos online, Kelvin.
No, I have not been posting online. But trust me, ain't nothing changed.
I take your word on it. I take your word on it. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you to all of our great guests, man. What a great lineup. If you happen to miss the first hour, you missed a fully loaded show. Dr. Maurice Pickett, Keith Stubbs of Rattlers in Arms, Coach G, our FAMU track director and head coach, along with Ariana Ladson, Nia Blocker, Kirk Dawkins, all of them made a guest appearance. So great conversation with all of them. Then we had GeeEspn, Mr. Big Bad Brave himself of SWAC'n a Fool podcast. G joined the show at the top of hour 2 or somewhere about there, giving us the lay of the land of Alcorn State. So I want to encourage you to go back and listen to that. Marcus bids you farewell. So he had to kind of leave a little bit earlier than us, but what is this? Okay. Hey, we appreciate it. I mean, we would love to have a drama-free and joyous homecoming.
Absolutely.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Amen to that. All right. Any recommendations that that you got for us? Hit us up. ONGStrikeZone@gmail.com. Kelvin knows where everything is, but maybe you heard or know of a spot that we need to hit up. Drop me a link. ONGStrikeZone@gmail.com. Looking forward to getting to Tallahassee on Friday. Saturday morning, we will be recording our BCSN Game Time show live from Bragg Stadium Saturday morning, as well as the SWAC Football Game Time show at 11 Eastern, 10 Central. That too will be at Bragg Stadium. And then, of course, I'll have game duties later that afternoon. So busy day for me. So hoping I can get some sleep somewhere in Friday night. I don't know don't know. I'll be calling you, Kelvin, just in case I can't. Anybody going to the T-Pain concert? If you got an extra ticket to the T-Pain concert, holler at me.
I don't have a ticket, but I'll be at a T-Pain concert.
Look, I know you'll be. I know any of the ladies out there need a +1. Holler at me. Hit me up at DRB365. I am available.
The comp men, because it's two really good ones, and that's not even including the one who just do the salad. But yeah, the local comp guys who from down south, they already set up, ready to go.
Really? Oh, okay. Look at that. Oh, man. All right, folks. Well, hey, let's have a great and safe weekend. Keep your eyes open, folks, okay? Let's keep the energy positive. Let's keep our heads high. Let's talk and speak with love for each other, our community, and our school this entire weekend. And let's show the world of the nation how to do homecoming the right way, violence free.
Florida is a open carry state now, but not on college campuses.
Thank you for reminding people of that. Good stuff. All right, we are out of here. We're done for the night. Hit the thumbs up and the like button on your way out the door. You can always drop a donation via the Cash App or the Super Chat any time of the day or night, or as you're watching the show. Download the BCSN Pod Zone, the podcast platform for all of the shows that appear on the Black College Sports Network. BCSN Pod Zone on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts is where you can find it. Download, subscribe, rate, and review. For Marcus Green and Kelvin Roger, I'm Bryan Fulford. Happy homecoming, Rattlers. Peace out, and we'll see you this weekend.